Hi everybody, I'm talking today about karmic contracts and the fact that we all have them. So it's one of those subjects that I'm always tentative about. You have to have some real spiritual awareness or understanding to even go there with karmic contracts. That doesn't mean that we don't all have them, but they can sound so woo-woo that even I feel vulnerable at the moment of thinking, oh, I'm going to sound nuts going there with this. But it's something I want to share with you because karmic contracts will touch all of our lives. So humour me. You do not have to buy into anything I say. You don't have to believe any of my values, but just ponder the possibility that if there's any possibility what I'm about to say is true, think about what that means for your life. So karmic contracts are things that are linked to past lives, reincarnation, soul groups, monads, and it can be to do with soulmates. We have more than one, by the way. And people often don't want to hear that, but it's true, of different hierarchies of soulmates and groups, and none are better or worse. They're here for lessons. This is the thing. So it's considered in my world, and memories that I have, I believe this because it's my own evidence, but I'm not here to push it on anyone, is that we can often sign up for certain things prior to our birth, almost like an inventory of what do I want to learn in this life and how am I going to do it. The body is the vehicle, it's the facilitator, and we can have maps of what I call fates. Okay, so I'm fated that I'm going to meet this certain person and that certain person and have this experience. Often not great ones, if it's a karmic contract, I will not lie, in order for my soul to traverse through a certain uncomfortable experience so I can take the lesson. There's also really positive soul contracts too, but the reason I'm heavy on the karmic is because it's very common. The karmic contract is usually painful, tough, drawn out, hard to let go of, magnetic, powerful, but so painful. The key is it's cyclical. It's the same stuff again and again. And it might be through the same person, or it might be for a few that you get that initial bombastic energy with. There's the red flag. Really quick. It's like we've known each other forever. Well, maybe you have, past and present. What is it that this person is here to teach me? And it's usually through some of our toughest lessons that soul and your soul prior to incarnation signed an agreement, agreed, you're the best person to do this for me, I'm the best person to do this for you. And out of unconditional soul love, we're going to come down, meet, cross each other's paths, and probably cause a bit of carnage for each other. Now that's where it can get dodgy. That can be where people don't want to hear that, because if you've been through some horrendous things at the hands of somebody else, I'm not saying that that's a karmic contract, how could I know? But if there's any possibility that it was, it's like, okay, what would it be for my highest good I'm trying to take from this lesson? So it might be you've done some horrible things to me. I was here to grow my self-worth, my self-love, my self-respect, my ability to learn to say no without feeling bad, whatever it might be. Karmic contracts, I've had many of them this life, and I really hope I'm coming to the end of those. I'm a bit sick of those now, but I've had things that I can see and remember that I was fated to learn. I do not want to keep learning the same lessons because I failed to learn them those previous times because A, I wasn't awake enough, B, I wasn't self-aware enough, and C, I was too stubborn, which is one of my things. Too stubborn, didn't want to own it. Oh, have to go into another contract to learn those things. Humility was one of them for me. Karmic contracts, it's about not worrying too much about why did it not work, it was nearly perfect. It's about, okay, it didn't work, maybe I'm being saved from something. It wasn't quite perfect, it was nearly perfect. Actually, I want perfect. And no, I don't mean perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. But why would you settle for 80% of something amazing when there's 100% out there? So it's all lessons, and it's linked to past lives. You might have met that person before. Similar situation, might be quite different story, but it generates the same emotions. Ooh, we've got to plant it this life to see how you're going to resolve it. Fate versus destiny, just in my books. Fate is fated events that are going to happen to help accelerate you. Destiny is your highest potential. It's your soul purpose. It's what you're meant to be doing. If you go with fate, in my mind, it means that you tend to have gone with fear, given into fear, and this is now what you've got. If you go with destiny, it's okay. Let's look this fear in the eye. Let's embrace it. Let's learn it and rise above it so we don't have to keep going through situations that keep resembling and mirroring back that exact fear for you to surmount. Very woo-woo. My world, very real. You don't have to buy it, but I wonder if any of that makes sense for you. All right. Holistic Sue, www.holisticsue.com. Give me a shout.